Great. Hi everyone. Welcome back to Cricket Diaries by Cricket Heroes. Thank you for joining us today. Today we have with us a young, dynamic grassroots cricket star from Bengaluru who has played some remarkable innings in his career. So let us welcome Rudranil Mukherjee to know more about his journey so far. Hi Rudranil.
Hi there. Hi, Amrita. How are you doing today?
Good, good, very good. It's such a nice change to see somebody outside the home, not in a closed room. So, please tell me, are you somewhere next to the cricket ground or something? Are you playing cricket right now?
Not really. Well, this is where I stay. It's close by to that place. So let me flip the camera for you to see
Please.
more.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So
Wow. That's an
situated by
awesome
the
view.
riverbanks of, yeah, that's the River Ganga. This is a private bank, you can say, riverbank where we chill around.
How very nice. And do you get
Great,
to
right?
do any other work when you are sitting on the veranda? Because I would not be able to do anything else but look outside and get like, wow, it's such a beautiful, scenic, picturesque place that you stay. So,
I'm just lucky to be, born here.
oh,
That's what.
and so you are currently in Kolkata?
Yes, absolutely. So I've been playing cricket in Bangalore, and due to the pandemic, my parents got stuck over here in Kolkata, stranded. So I had to visit them. So I took a sabbatical from real-time cricket, and 2 months I've been at home, hogging a lot and building my health. So looking forward to the season coming.
That's wonderful. I think we need to know a little bit more about it, like how you spent your time in this last 2 months and not playing cricket, and what is the
Mhm.
sabbatical from cricket? Was it really a sabbatical or not? But I guess there's a little bit of a lag in the connectivity. Should we connect maybe from a better connectivity zone? Will that be possible?
Sure, sure. Sound like a plan. I'll go
Okay,
indoors. Connect Wi-Fi. All right.
great, welcome back. And now, yes, of course, we are missing that whole beautiful view. But then I guess the conversation is going to be slightly bit more easier to do with the connectivity, no connectivity issue. But I sometimes I wonder that sometimes it's like these are the prices that you have to pay. You actually have to pay that price that you have to miss out that view and to get the connectivity right.
Yes, right. That's a trade-off. That's okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. Good. So let's talk. You were talking about the sabbatical that you are currently in, sabbatical from cricket. So does that actually
Yes.
happen?
Yes, that does actually. So ever since I remember, I've been playing cricket from class 7 onwards, straight, non-stop. So it really, I've only missed out due to injuries or operations that I had due to the game again.
Mm-hmm.
So truly, this pandemic has given me, opportunities to, think through, just wait, spend some time out of cricket and try to reanalyze your game. And also it's given me the opportunity to do a lot of social service. So during the pandemic, the start of the pandemic, where people were reluctant to step out and all, and there were stranded people, stranded workers who were not in their hometown, but had no, the lockdown had been enforced by the government. So we were trying to help them, reach to their hometown by playing tournaments. We were conducting tournaments, we were winning it, we were donating the prize money. We sent two, three, I think at least a handful of like 7 to 8 people we have sent home from Bangalore to Bihar and other parts of India, right? So yes, we did have a social cause also to the game, and I'm very competitive when it comes to any sport, and that's the edge I bring into any game. So I always want to win, and I put pressure on myself and also on my teammates. So that's a win-win situation. So I'm you can say a team man who always strives to win all the time. So yes, the time off has helped me actually, reassess my strategy. Take it a bit easy on myself sometimes. Mellow down a bit. Work out a lot. trying to, like, I'm spending time with my family after 1.5 years that I've been to my hometown. So thanks to pandemic, but I'm sorry that everyone is at loss. Yes, definitely so are we. But yes, so many people have got to spend some quality time with their loved ones. That's the
True.
flip side of it, right? So
That
this is a
that
unique opportunity. That's the only
absolutely. I
silver
think that
lining.
yes, and absolutely. I think it's wonderful to actually think. I mean, look at it in a very positive way, and that's a great work that you've done in helping migrant workers to shift, and that also based on cricket. The cause was created from cricket. That's wonderful. That's
Yes.
and so you mentioned a little bit about your start of your career. You want to mention like how did cricket start, or else why was it cricket
Yep.
and not maybe football?
So actually, I started off a bit late than my brothers, who were already a part of a team. So I'm younger than my brother by 10 years. My own brother is elder by 10 years. So he was already in the senior team. That's when I made my debut in class 7. So I was always surrounded by this legacy of cricketers in and around my family, right? Who always inspired me to, pick up my first cricket bat. I picked up my SG Cruise SG Cruiser, I think. Yeah, that was the bat I bought off my pocket money, my first Kashmir Willow bat. And then I got into the junior team. I was playing for the junior team. I captained the junior team. Then there was this one moment where we were having an exhibition match. It was the 26th of January. We used to have an exhibition match in between the senior team and the veterans who had already retired, right? So I was picked up into the senior team from the juniors. So I was the one who was wicket keeping for the veterans because they could not bend a lot. So I was there playing for the veterans. So I got a chance to bat. So I was playing against the active senior team. So there was this one moment I carved one down to square leg, stepped down and carved one to square leg to a fast bowler. That's when they knew that this guy has it. So that was my first break, and ever since then I started playing Srirampur subdivision, which is pretty competitive cricket that we have over here. After that, I ventured on to district level cricket. Then I was into my engineering college, and there I played all 4 years. The last 2 years, I was captain of my side. I captained around 150 odd colleges for the university, and then I went on to play nationals in Rajasthan, Rajesh Pilot Cricket Stadium. That's where I had scored some 41 and got published. Besides that, I was also into a camp for Sunrisers Hyderabad where I had come off with flying colors. So I was selected as the best wicket keeping all rounder over there. And I was chosen as the best wicket keeping all rounder out of 400 odd people, 400 odd good cricketers from all over the country. So that was a proud moment. But then I had to go down to Bangalore. I had also finished my engineering, as I said. So I had to pick up some corporate work. So I had only two goals in life: either play for India or play for the corporate team at an India level. So I could not achieve the first one. So always the backup plan came in handy. So yes, I am an engineer, and I started working for Xerox. I played. I had worked there for 4 years and also captained their side. Then I switched on to CTS. I'm playing corporate tournaments from there. And Bangalore, being in Bangalore, added to my opportunities. It opened up new dimensions of cricket. So we were not only constrained to playing corporate cricket, we were more likely playing mixed corporate cricket, which also attracted the youth and the talented people who are from academies and all, and state players, really good quality cricketers. So yes, I love playing competitive cricket, love all the challenges that they pose. And yes, a serious-minded cricketer. If I was not an engineer, maybe something else. Definitely. My
That's
goals are playing
wonderful.
international. Definitely.
That's wonderful, and the fact that you still have kept the passion on, even if maybe that did not going to play for India did not work out, but still you kept the passion on, and you still playing so passionately. It's so wonderful. So you mentioned
I
a
love this
lot
sport.
of
Mhm.
milestones. You mentioned a lot of milestones. So anything particular has been your personal favorite or the most memorable? Because they've been like, I'm sure there have been multiple achievements.
Yes, yes. So, I would say vendetta, revenge is best when it's served cold, right? So I would try to recollect one of my tournaments back in college days. So first year I went to play that tournament. We were playing in the finals. That was my first college tournament. We were playing in the finals and we lost by 5 runs in the finals against the home side. So when I was in fourth year, I captained my side and I went there. And again, we reached the finals. Again, the two teams had shown up, like faced off in the final. And I remember acing it. So we were hands down the best team in the tournament. So we annihilated them, and there was total home support. You know how engineering colleges are. So I thrive in the competition and the challenge. It was a proud moment trying to getting victory out of the jaws of defeat and like crushing them. So that was revenge and vendetta code best served. Besides a lot of other tournaments that I've played, that was the most memorable one I can say. All the
That's
tournaments.
wonderful. Lovely. That's amazing. I could feel that whole while you're saying it, the passion that what you must have felt once you actually defeated them. Any,
Absolutely, absolutely.
any particular player who has been your all-time favorite, somebody you took a lot of inspiration from?
See, I love the sport. All players I respect. I think of this as an art form. I enjoy the way people are playing the shots. If be it any batsman, if they're playing with a straight bat, I love watching the game. Even when it's Maxwell who's hoiking the balls down to mid wicket, even brute force. So it's a beautiful. It's like an art form. It's an expression. I don't have one I can see down on, but yes, I do take inspirations from the Don Bradman. He is definitely the one of the greatest cricketers of all time. After that, I would say Sachin Tendulkar, a legend, Rahul Dravid, Virat Kohli, Saurav, VVS Lakshman, Adam Gilchrist, Ricky Ponting, Matthew Eden, bowlers McGrath, Shane Warne, Brett Lee, you name it. They were all sort of greats, right? Wasim Akram, even the Pakistani bowlers were amazing. So yes, I enjoy this game, and it's like more of an art form and more like a celebration. It's not about the players, more about the skills, how they exhibit it. Recent days, Bumrah, Shami are doing excellent. I like Vidman Shah's glove work. He's a friend of mine, very nice, but
Okay.
doesn't get a lot of chance. That's another flip side to it. But yes,
Hmm.
that's how.
Great. I think all were very inspirational names that you have named. That's great. The other point I would like to say about in terms of when we are talking about cricket and especially to people that we play cricket for a longer period of time, that fitness plays a very important role, right? So how important fitness is to you, and what are those three tips if you have to give about fitness?
Well, the benchmark has changed. Previously, cricket was not played by people who were so fit. You remember Venkatesh Prasad and Srinath didn't used to bend down to pick up the ball, but now take a look at Umesh Yadav. He's flying around in the boundary lines. So yes, Virat Kohli coming into the cricket side has definitely pumped up the level of fitness for the Indian team, and which has taken up the standards for the entire game throughout the nation. So I say India is a great team. Why? Because not only because they have a very good side and very good reserves, but every gully that we go in, there is a Sachin. There's a hidden Sachin. There's some immensely talented players who've never made it into the big screen. That's why India is great in cricket. And talking about fitness, yes, it's all about staying. It's about hot feet, I would say. If you're a batsman, I would suggest you to work on your core and your feet movement, getting into better positions early. I think those drills would actually help them better their game. And also a golden tip I would like to say is that if you're a batsman, always think about singles, playing singles, because when you play single, that's when you're in a best position to play a shot. If you're trying to keep it under control, and when you keep your shape, that's when the ball travels. This is not mine. This is Mahela Jayawardene, one of the greats given this tip. But yes, definitely, this is a nice change that you can bring up in your game. It has worked out wonders for me from my personal point of view, I can say. And about fitness, yeah, you can do a bit of push-ups, pull-ups. Uh, then I think working on your core is the most important part. And you can also increase your arm strength. Do the drills. There are a lot of cardios and physio activities which are there. Stretching, lunges are very important. If you do not do a warm up and a cool down after a match, the more you grow older, you wouldn't feel it when you're 21, 25, but the more elder that you go on to become, you will see fatigue kicking in. So it's very important to have a nice warm up and a cool down session. So yes, these are the things that I would suggest
That's
for
wonderful.
increasing your fitness.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing that. I think those are all very relevant points that you gave. And so now IPL is starting. So what do you have to, any particular player that you are excited, looking forward to watch?
Player. Yes, I'm looking forward to watching Tom Banton. I'm looking forward. Actually, IPL is happening in Dubai this year, so I don't think the overseas players, unlike they are super special like Warner or Finch, these people or Stokes. Besides them, I don't see a lot of runs from coming from the international players. Even Maxwell is brute force. He was very good, effective last time IPL was played in Dubai. So yes, looking forward to more of Indian or subcontinent talents who are on show. I'm looking forward to seeing spinners kick in because I remember a series that was played in Dubai, Australia, and Pakistan. Australia was whitewashed 5-0 by Pakistan. So I'm looking forward to the subcontinent dominance over there. Looking forward to seeing players like Shubham Mavi, Nagarkoti bowlers,
Yes.
really rampant. Then there's one more guy rooting for RCB, KKR, Chennai, Mumbai, SRH. As I said, I
So
don't
you
have
named all of them majorly. You just left like
just five. I just five. Right.
so any
So that's in
particular one you're
chronological order.
sorry?
That's in chronological order. It's KKR or RCB.
It's like
There's also I can't I have to go back to Bangalore, so I can't say which one's my favorite.
but
Right, you
I
get
think it'll be a lot more fun if you can root for KKR in a Bangalore place with all the people supporting RCB maybe. But then no,
definitely that.
it's a personal favorite. But
No, actually, we need to support RCB. They need our support.
they do.
Jokes apart.
Okay, all right. Okay, so in your journey, I see that there's been multiple, teams that you played with. Any particular team that you was more special, felt like home?
Absolutely, yes. JNCC and GCF are two teams. If you can take a look at those two teams, in my career, they have been really special, especially JNCC, because I started playing cricket in Bangalore for the past 7 years, and ever since then they were with me and supporting my talents. And now I am the captain of the side. He's like KL Rahul. So it's a lot, and they have got really talented cricketers. Both the teams, GCF and JNCC, some real talented cricketers. We can take on Team India any day they want, and that's an open challenge.
Oh wow, that's coming from the captain. All right, thank you. Great, and I think, and it's been such a great time to have a conversation with you, to know so much about you as such an amazing journey that you have been, such a fulfilling journey that it has been for you. I'm sure so far. Yeah, and it's been so lovely to have this conversation with you, Rudranil, and thank you so much for it. And I'm we are really going to be wishing and going to look forward to seeing a lot of matches that you're playing on Crick Heroes. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and
Yes. I wanted to congratulate Crick Hero. So it started off as a scoring app, and now look at where it is right now. This is called True Vision from the person who's created this. It's not only limited to a scoring app. Now you can book grounds on it, buy and sell your own cricket bats, equipments, book grounds, get umpires, get players, recruit teams. I mean, this is going insane and out of hands. And about the insights, you can really so I wish this was there 10 years earlier because I got 3,000 runs on Crick Heroes and I've been playing for 20 years now. This is just for 2 years. So I've missed out on a lot. I understand that. That's what Godspeed to Crick Heroes. Really wonderful job. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you very much. I will definitely pass on. I'm sure all my team members are going to be watching it in any way. So thank you very much on behalf of all of them. And you're right. Even when I was looking at the statistics, I saw certain numbers and everything. But now that when you spoke and you told me about the whole career that you had in cricket and the multiple levels of cricket that you played, then I realized like, oh, I wish it was captured on the app to be able to get the numbers like that. Yeah. So
Yeah, really.
yeah, great. Thank you so much for talking to us and all the best with the career ahead. And for everyone else, please join us back again tomorrow to know more about another person who's making a huge difference in the grassroots cricket. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.